Oceangate is a privately held company that specializes in deep-sea manned submersible exploration and technology. The company's main focus is on providing access to the deep ocean for scientific research, exploration, and commercial applications. Oceangate designs, builds, and operates submersibles capable of reaching extreme depths in the ocean, allowing scientists, researchers, and other professionals to study and explore areas that were previously inaccessible. One of Oceangate's notable projects is the Cyclops series of manned submersibles. These submersibles are designed to reach depths of up to 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, and accommodate a pilot and several passengers. They are equipped with advanced scientific instruments and imaging systems to capture high-resolution imagery and data from the deep ocean. Oceangate's submersibles have been used for various purposes, including marine research, underwater archaeology, environmental monitoring, and offshore industry support. The company also offers expedition services, allowing individuals or organizations to participate in deep-sea exploration missions. These expeditions provide a unique opportunity for scientists, explorers, and enthusiasts to observe and study the wonders of the deep ocean firsthand. Please note that the information provided is based on the knowledge available up until September 2021, and there may have been updates or developments regarding Oceangate since then. Oceangate continues to be at the forefront of deep-sea exploration and submersible technology. Here are a few more details about the company. 1. Titanic survey expeditions. Oceangate gained significant attention for its ambitious expeditions to explore and survey the wreck of the armed Titanic. In partnership with various organizations and experts, Oceangate has conducted multiple missions to document and study the famous shipwreck. These expeditions aim to create a detailed record of the wreck's current condition and provide valuable insights into its preservation and deterioration. 2. Carbon dioxide monitoring. Oceangate has also been involved in projects related to monitoring and understanding the impact of carbon dioxide (CO2) on the world's oceans. By deploying scientific instrumentation from their submersibles, the company has contributed to studying CO2 levels, acidity, and their effects on marine ecosystems. This research helps to expand our understanding of climate change and its consequences for the marine environment. 3. Expansion of submersible fleet. Oceangate has been actively expanding its fleet of manned submersibles to increase its capabilities and accommodate a larger number of participants on deep-sea expeditions. The company's focus is on developing submersibles that can reach even greater depths, enabling exploration in some of the most remote and challenging underwater environments on Earth. 4. Partnerships and collaborations. Oceangate collaborates with various organizations, including scientific institutions, research agencies, and conservation groups. These partnerships allow for interdisciplinary research, data sharing, and the pooling of expertise to maximize the impact of deep-sea exploration efforts. 5. Public engagement and education. Oceangate recognizes the importance of public engagement and education in promoting ocean conservation and exploration. The company actively works to raise awareness about the deep ocean and its significance through outreach programs, media partnerships, and educational initiatives. It's worth noting that Oceangate's activities and projects are dynamic, and there may be additional developments and initiatives beyond what has been mentioned here. In follow-up emails obtained by Insider, Rush sought to reassure Stanley that the issue with the noises was being looked at and suggested that it was improving, albeit with a caveat. Our analysis of the past dives shows a definite reduction in acoustic events, but only having data from 2 full. Operating depth dives does not make for much of a validating trend. The CTO added that the company was shooting for as many as 5 more 4,000-foot dives to get more data on the acoustics. Several days later, Stanley responded with a few thoughts, including how 2 7 dives to operating depth are too few to launch an expedition selling 6-figure tickets in the middle of the ocean. Tickets to visit the Titanic shipwreck on the Titan submersible cost up to $250,000. I think 50 is a good, Stanley wrote, citing the number of tests he conducted with his submersible vessel, Seabug, which stands for Controlled Buoyancy Underwater Glider. According to a magazine profile of Stanley, Seabug was first designed to reach a maximum depth of 725 feet. Stanley now operates a vessel that can descend about 2,000 feet below sea level. The Titan, in comparison, was advertised to reach depths of more than 13,000 feet. Stanley offered another analogy with skydiving. 50 is the same number required to receive what's known in the sport as a B license. The submersible expert also reiterated his concern about the hull. I think that hull has a defect near that flange that will only get worse. The only question in my mind is, will it fail catastrophically or not? Stanley wrote. In response, Rush told Stanley that more tests would be conducted, but the CO dismissed the idea of conducting 50 tests and said that the parachute training analogy was a poor comparison. I suspect no deep diving sub did 50 mode dives before non-essential crew were taken, Rush said. Rush argued that Stanley's suggestion was an arbitrary dive number and said that testing may take 2 dives or 20. But Stanley pushed back, saying that he came to the number based on his experience and that other experts agreed it was a good indicator. Towards the end of his salvo with Rush, Stanley wrote, "I don't think if you push forward with dives to the Titanic this season, it will be succumbing to financial pressures. I think it will be succumbing to pressures of your own creation, in some part dictated by ego, to do what people said couldn't be done." An Oceangate spokesperson told Insider the company is unable to provide any additional information at this time. Oceangate's CO had been forewarned about potential safety issues with the sub. Oceangate began running tours to see the Titanic shipwreck in 2021, using the Titan to take customers to the ocean floor in journeys that could last up to 10 hours at a time. The Titan went missing on June 18 while on its 3rd annual expedition. U.S. Coast Guard officials said on Thursday that it had found debris indicating the submersible imploded because of a catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Officials said the vessel imploded around 1,600 feet away from the Titanic shipwreck. Stanley's exchange with Rush also came as the Oceangate CO was warned at least twice by other experts about the Titan's safety. In 2018, a company executive said that the Titan system couldn't detect flaws in the hull until milliseconds before disaster. He later accused the company in a lawsuit of firing him immediately after filing the report. The same year, the Marine Technology Society sent Rush a letter expressing unanimous concern about his experimental approach with the Titan. And in 2021, Rush told a YouTuber that he knew he'd broken some rules by building his submersible out of carbon fiber, even though most submersibles are made purely out of steel or titanium. He said he wanted to innovate in the industry, and in 2017 also said the material choice helped save some money. I think it was General MacArthur who said, "You're remembered for the rules you break," Rush told the Mexican YouTuber Alonso Mundo. Rush was one of the 5 people who died on the Titan, along with the British billionaire Hamish Harding, Paul Henry Nargeolet, a Titanic expert, Shahzada Dawood, a British Pakistani multimillionaire. "There hasn't been an injury in the commercial sub-industry in over 35 years, he told Smithsonian Magazine in a profile published in 2019. It's obscenely safe because they have all these regulations, but it also hasn't innovated or grown because they have all these regulations. In a CBI's report last year, David Pogue, a former New York Times technology columnist, joined one of Oceangate's Titanic expeditions and said the paperwork that he signed before getting on board warned that the Titan was an experimental vessel that had not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, emotional trauma, or death. Oceangate has made 2 previous expeditions to the Titanic site in 2021 and 2022, and said in a May blog post that it always expects new challenges with each trip. "We're starting our Titanic expedition earlier than usual and have been tracking all the social media posts showing icebergs and sea ice in the area," the post read. The earlier trips, while largely successful, were not without problems. In February, a couple in Florida sued Mr. Rush, saying that his company refused to refund them the $105,000 that they each paid to visit the Titanic on the Titan in 2018. The trip was postponed several times, according to the suite, in part because the company said it needed to run more tests on the Titan. The couple claimed that Mr. Rush reneged on his promise of giving them a refund, and that the company instead demanded that they participate in a July 2021 voyage to the wreckage. The lawsuit is pending, and Mr. Rush has not responded to it. Court records do not list a lawyer representing him in that case.